Hello! Welcome back. Or I should say, welcome. As, this is probably going to be the first real ESO video on the channel. Which is a little unfortunate, but, you know, these things happen. Not exactly the first ESO video I would have wanted, but what better time than Christmas time to really get things going, you know what I mean? Today, we're going to be looking at the New Life Festival and basically everything that it really has to offer. And it hasn't really changed. There's not really a whole lot that's been added this year in comparison to previous years. So if we take a look at the announcements, as you can see, crown sales, all sorts of crap in the store right now. But we do have the New Life Festival quest, which I do believe is just a, it's a means to get you going into East March, so it's not really anything super duper new and interesting. And I kind of wish that that had more of a description on exactly what is going on, yeah. So, here we go. Yeah. They extended it this year, so it is a pretty significant chunk of time now. I think it started 2 days ago, so now we're at 17 days left. A passive 100% XP bonus. You no longer need to drink meat or anything like that. You just have it. And yeah, it's pretty cut and dry, straightforward. Just earn rewards by completing New Life quests. So I guess to start with, I can show you the new styles that were added, so we'll go over those real quick. It's only one set this year, and let me see, where is it? It is kind of an interesting look. It's the Morningstar Frostwear, so that's the set style this year. And honestly, I kind of like it. Like, just as a set on its own, like that hat matches what I'm wearing pretty well. The only downside is I do not believe the fur is colorable, so you're gonna be stuck with the bright white fur, which could be a plus for some, downside for others. Typically I find anything that I can't fully customize color-wise, I tend to shy away from, mostly because it kind of creates a bit of an issue with, you know, color matching and stuff like that. It's just not my cup of tea. Do I already have the pauldrons? I do. Oh, interesting. Big, bulky pauldrons. Not too crazy about those. I do like the chest piece, though. It is quite nice. Because, I mean, it is a lot of fur, to be fair, but despite that, like, I could still see that being, you know, a regular piece of attire that someone would wear, like, out in the world. The breeches are also quite nice. I like those as well. I like that it's kind of like the kilt style. It doesn't spread across the back, but it still looks pretty good for what it is. I like it quite a bit. The shoulders, the leg, the feet, the shoes. Let's take a look at those. If I recall, I wasn't too crazy about these, yeah. I mean, they're alright. They're just big. Like, they're a nice style. I do like the style. But it is bulky. So if someone's going for that big, bulky look, these are definitely the shoes for you. These are just big, wide calves. Quite interesting. And I think I already have the gauntlets as well, yeah. Not too crazy about the gauntlets. I think they look fine. It's just the way the cuffs just kind of cut off right there at the wrist. I'm not super crazy about that, but it is cold wear. You know, like, it's gonna be big, it's gonna be bulky, it makes sense. You know, you're supposed to be keeping warm. But man, this is a big outfit. And then the waist is very plain. There's not really a whole lot to it. It's just kind of a straight circle. I'm sure there's a design in there, but I can't see it. Like, it's very far away. But that's it. That's the Morningstar Frostwear set. honestly, I like it. It looks pretty good. Especially as the full set, it looks much better. But the pauldrons, those are definitely something I would pass up on later. And once I run through the quests, I'll see if I can't make some sort of outfit out of this. Utilizing the pieces that we've been given, of course. I'm not gonna... definitely not gonna use those pauldrons, but I think I could make something work with the other pieces that we have. It's just, man, I'm super digging this, waist piece they have going here. It looks really nice. Yeah, like, it's just a nice fit. Like, an unironically nice fit. But of course, in order for me to even make an outfit out of it, I would need to have all the pieces, which I don't yet. I didn't really think about that, but oh well. I can just kind of custom fit something in the appearance section, see if I can't make something look nice later on. But for now... getting ahead of myself. But for now... let's hop into the Crown Store and grab that free quest. For me, of course. And that should just proc? Yeah, just talk to her. And that's it, pretty straightforward. You just talk to her.
Here for the New Life Festival? I'm happy to serve as a herald. I can tell you all you need to know.
Oh? What's another way to help? Interesting. Do I already have... No, it just starts like that. That's bizarre.
You're here for the new
Okay.
Argonians of Hismir have the Fish Boon Feast, one of Shadowfen's oldest celebrations. It's quite simple. Those who are able, bring fish. Those who are not, eat fish.
Well, it's simple enough. What would I do?
Go fishing. Best to catch them in Shadowfen's waters. But if you hate to fish, you can still feed the hungry. Trade with friends, or seek them from a guild trader. When you have enough, deliver them to Gentleheart at Hismir.
Alright, I can do that.
You're here for the New Life Festival? I'm happy to serve as a herald. I can tell you all you need to know.
What is the New Life Festival?
It marks a fresh start to the new year for all who walk beneath the sun. Everyone in Tamriel celebrates. Well, perhaps not the Maurimer, but everyone else. You should try it for yourself and see.
I'm interested. Tell me more about it.
The New Life Festival was once a celebration of Magnus, the sun god. I have a book. You're welcome to read about the history if you care to. But I'd rather tell you about the celebrations. Very few involve a chance of paper cuts.
Celebrations, huh? There's more than one?
Of course. They're different all over. I've taken part in cliff jumping, anchor tossing, and even drunken at chatter racing. Though Orsinium had to cancel that one. Simply ask, and I'll send you to the best celebrations in Tamriel.
Okay, so that's the actual introduction. I think because I spoke to her initially, it kind of canceled out, unfortunately. But we do have a book. I am not reading this whole thing, but I will scroll through slowly for you to pause and read at your own desire.
In the middle of the night, two dead kings got up to fight. Back to back, they faced each other, drew their bows, and stabbed themselves.
What the hell? That's from the base game. Weird. It must be a memento that I'm not familiar with. It's interesting how that is just loud as hell and everyone can hear it, though. Petronius!
I'm happy to see you again, traveler. To what do I owe the pleasure? Are you here to inquire about participating in the ceremony again?
I can participate again?
Of course. Most wait a full day between their messages. but you can offer your words to Aetherius as many days as you wish. And you're in luck. I learned the location of another old life shrine, if you're interested in seeking it out.
Well, I'm interested.
Excellent. I doubt you'll have much trouble finding this one, seeing as how you didn't have an issue with the last. The ceremony is the same, regardless of the location. You will write your message and burn it.
Are all old life shrines the same?
The old life tradition is kept among many faiths. The cultural setting may vary from place to place, but the setup is generally the same. Let me mark this one on your map. Should be right around here.
Oh, well. I'll find the shrine.
Should you find the old life shrine, a truly beautiful tradition awaits you. The written message gives form to our most personal thoughts, and burning them connects us through the flame to Aetherius. Might I ask another favor of you two?
More refugee messages?
Indeed. If you carry them with you, I would be very appreciative. As before, you just have to burn them in the flame when you perform your own ceremony. But I completely understand if you choose not to.
Yeah, I'll bring them. Yeah, so that's odd. It's interesting to see how the the quests almost respond as, because like I have obviously done the old life quests. That's what that is. The old life observance and the new life festival are kind of one and the same. The old life is simply paying respects to, you know, the previous year, whereas the new life is a celebration of the new one to come. And the old life is more about remembering those we have lost along the way, which is, you know, a bit dire, a bit sad. But it is what it is. And we will go do the old life one first, because that is the closest, well, not the closest, but that's the quickest one to get out of the way. And I do quite like doing the old life one, just because thematically there's a lot of things that kind of come to light for your characters, or at least I like to view it that way, because it does, the game does pull from people that you have lost in your playthroughs. For instance, if you go through the main quest and, you know, you sacrifice Lyris or the Prophet or Sai or something like that, they will appear. I don't know if Sai and Lyris do anymore, but I know that the Prophet does. The Prophet will appear, and a few other people as well. It is just, it's nice, right? Especially because, like, if you do a certain quest, like, immediately after that, you get the old life remembrance, and it's like, oh man, it hits you pretty hard. As long as you actually had an attachment to that person. Sometimes it'll do, like, the most random one physically possible, and it just doesn't make any sense. Yeah, like that one. We got Lathan. Which is also ironic to see him here at the, basically at the crossways between Somerset and Auradon. Like, man, that... See? That hits hard. That does just happen to hit hard. It wouldn't if I, you know, didn't care about the characters or anything like that. Lathan was from the Somerset DLC, and he sacrifices himself, effectively, in order for us to achieve our goals. And it's, you know, it is kind of tragic in a way. But it's, you know, it's one of those things, like, yeah, it's pretty thematically appropriate for this character, too. Though I do think Vea would hit a lot harder, and I do believe when I did Somerset and I went through all that, like, I did get Vea, like, the first time, and it's like, oof, that hurts, you know, because for this character in particular, and I keep saying that, I forget myself that this is a new channel. It's a new channel. The old one is gone, which means all the playthroughs with these characters are gone, which is something that I will have to alleviate at some point. Where am I going? Black Marsh. Yeah, here we go. I'm just gonna set a waypoint, because I always get flipped up, turned around in this place. But yeah, it's something that I intend on rectifying soon. I intend on starting a proper ESO playthrough from the beginning. From the very beginning, so that we have all of the context we need for our characters, so to speak. And that'll be... oh man, that'll be a fun one. It'll be very time-consuming, but that is totally fine. Because I do quite enjoy playing this game. I quite enjoy playing the story, as nonsensical as it can be sometimes. And as bad as the base game looks, I mean, as you can probably see, this isn't the best looking area in the game out of all of them. It's the most visibly boxed in. But like I said, that stuff doesn't... I mean, it bothers me a lot, but it's not gonna bother me too much. God, it's been a while since I've been fishing. I forgot how to actually do it. Just press A. Gotta have patience, especially when you got 25 people in one hole. Although that should increase the chances of biting, oddly enough. Because that's how that works in this game, for some reason. But no, if, not if, but when I do decide to do the playthrough, we're probably going to start with Cedric. Cedric being my main character. Not this character, oddly enough, but Cedric is my main character. He is based off of the Breton hero. The one from the first trailers. And I do have a character for each of those. I basically have a character for each person that appears in the trailers, effectively. This character is not based on any of those, though. But I'll save all of that nonsense for when we actually do the playthrough, and I have to do the introductions and all that jazz, all that fun stuff. But for now, it's the holidays. And I should be talking Christmas. Although I suppose there's not really a whole lot of Christmas to be talking about. Not really for this game. I guess, if anything, we should be talking about the future of this game. I mean, that is the whole point of the New Life Festival, after all, is looking forward to what comes next, and I have no clue what's coming next. Because this year was a bit of a... I'll just call it a leap year for ESO. We've had a bit of a decrease in content, like for the game, not just for my channel, clearly, new channel and all. Wrong person. No, right person, right person. Wait, no, wrong person. What? Oh, that's right, I forgot I gotta turn the fish in, man. Well, we're already here, so we'll talk to Petronius here.
Ah, you've returned. Did you find the shrine and take part in the ceremony?
I did, and I participated.
Then may your message reach Aetherius, traveler. I'm glad to have been a part of your celebration of the old life. Take this. It's my gift to you, in the spirit of the tradition. Something special, so you can remember this old life day.
Of course.
I hope you will celebrate again when the time comes, and that you share this tradition with any you think could benefit from it. The old life ceremony is deeply personal, but those who participate feel a sense of connection, as I'm sure you felt.
Yeah, I burned the paper and then...
No, don't say anything more. That message, and any response, that is for you alone. Treasure it, and keep it in your heart. That is where it will do the most good.
Is getting a response rare?
Incredibly so. Those lucky few who receive a response from Aetherius often keep it a secret. They do describe it as a life-changing experience, though. I choose to believe those who receive responses were in need of a sign, for whatever reason.
Yeah, like, it is quite interesting.
I hope you will celebrate it.
And I can talk to him about the old life.
Though lesser known, to some the observances of old life are just as important as the new life festival. They complement each other, as if two sides of the same coin. To pass into a new year, you must acknowledge the old.
Is that the reason for the messages?
Yes. Acknowledging those that have passed on is an important part of moving forward. We need never forget those we've lost. But this tradition allows us to say things we might have held back while they were alive. The shrines are a vessel for that.
How many Old Life shrines are there?
Over my years of travel, I've seen them along old Imperial pilgrimage routes every so often. Though I don't know the exact number. Some are quite old. They may not be friendly places anymore. So be cautious if you seek them out.
What was that? He did a little thrust. That's pretty funny.
I hope you will celebrate again when the time
You mentioned
comes.
refugees, yeah?
Yes. Many were displaced when Molag Bal invaded and the Three Banners War broke out over Cyrodiil. They are good people that have been driven from their homes and scattered across Tamriel.
And they still seek out to celebrate the old life.
Absolutely. Many have lost loved ones in the process, after all. Their shrines were destroyed within Imperial City. As they relocate, many have given their messages to people like me, hoping they will reach a shrine elsewhere in Tamriel.
I see.
I hope you will celebrate again when the time comes, and that you share this tradition with any you think could benefit from it.
Yeah. So it is kind of interesting how they do try to tie in elements of the world into the actual festivals and celebrations, and I do quite like that. They try to take time and a little bit of care with piecing together the events that take place in this game. Like, you've got the Jester's Festival, like, you know, people are just being goofy for the sake of it because there's a war going on, you gotta be merry sometime. The New Life Festival is like a celebration. It's a New Year's festival. It's not so much gifts, that's Saturalia. They decided to not go with that and went with New Life instead, which makes more sense. Because New Life kind of applies more to the wartime in a sense, right? Like, you've gotta celebrate the new year and what victory that may bring or what changes that may bring, and Old Life Observance as well was a great addition lore-wise, because it allows you to grieve and or to come to terms with things that may have happened in the previous year and to seek some sort of closure as well. That's why when a soul appears to you when you burn the message, it's supposed to be like deeply important to you. For whatever reason that may be, and I do like how they leave it open-ended, like it could be for any reason, for anyone's playthrough, for anyone's character, it could be important. Because I know for a fact my playthroughs are not definitive by any means. They're definitive to me, because, you know, I try to piece things together well enough to make sense of things. I try to do decisions that the characters would make, not necessarily decisions I would make. And in that sense, you know, that's not going to be everyone's character. Like, look, if you look around us right now, like, there's hardly people that look as built into the world as my character does. Like, if you were to look at other NPCs, my guy looks kind of similar to that. And, like, most of these people here, like, they're not necessarily role players by any means, and neither am I, not in the RP community sense, certainly, but it's, you know, it's, everyone's got their own story that they're playing out, whether it be lore friendly or not. It still applies to them, and I appreciate that. Like, ZeniMax definitely takes time developing these events to kind of fit in and make sense. Like, even the guild one, as scrapped together as that was, I think the only other Elder Scrolls video I have on the channel right now is the very uncommonly seen and actually edited in post patched Naru-Virian dialogue during the Zenithar event, which is basically just get together with a guild and, you know, kill bosses and do this and do that. It is very odd to see such hapdashed content put together for an event, because I didn't speak during that video, but I do mention that, like, it's bizarre that the dialogue is so out of place and clearly non-canon. I mean, as canon as this game gets. It's very clearly non-canon. Like, nothing Naryu says makes any sense, and it almost sounds like scrapped dialogue that they just repurposed. But if you want to see more of me talking about that, you can go to my other channel, which is a multiplayer-based channel, Ogresaurus Shreks 2, Shrekadongus Boogaloo. That'll probably be in the description or something. I have. Will these fish do?
I'll prepare them all. Your generosity warms the heart. Did you know we bring fish to those who cannot attend? The old, the infirm, the destitute. None shall go hungry.
I'll leave you to your cooking, then. Yeah, I always forget to bring the fish to this place. Because every other quest in this New Life Festival thing is usually so quick that you can just go, boom, 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 done, turn in the quest. I mean, that's what everyone else is doing right now, but the Fish Boon Feast, I don't know, I always forget to do that final step. And I suppose is tradition, or at least it used to be, for this once was Ogresaurus Shreks, is no longer. We might as well run through all of them, just to give you a showcase of exactly how the New Life Festival works and what you need to do. As you can see, it can be a little confusing. You just kind of missed a step, but that happens. You know, it happens.
How was your trip to Shadowfen? Catch anything good?
I assisted in the Fish Boon Feast.
The Fishboon Feast reminds us that it warms the heart to fill a hungry belly, especially when it isn't your own. And if you're truly in need, well, the smallest kindness of others can help you survive and thrive. Local traditions are essential to the new life. Sometimes they change year to year.
They do not. That is a line of dialogue that they added in case they did make any changes, but they haven't. And I do kind of wish that they went above and beyond and actually added in a means to... How do I put it? I wish they added a means to actually do the DLC areas.
The High Elves of Haven have the War Orphan Soldier. They travel to a temple in the heart of Grotwood and donate what they can. I'll mark your map. It's quite simple. Give what you are able to give.
Alright, I'll walk the path. But yeah, I do wish, because there's so many other places that we could go to, like Orsinium, or Blackwood, or elsewhere, you know? Like, there's other things that we could be doing now, or even fucking Vardenfell. I did not... Whoops. But yeah, even Vardenfell, you know? That's, there's places you can go and do, and it's a shame that they don't add that stuff in later. Hell, even Skyrim here. There's so much, and there's just hardly any real use of it. And it would serve another purpose as to allow more daily quests in a single day. Because that's basically what the Old Life Observance was there to do. It adds another means for you to get another box. But if they were to start adding, like even the base game stuff, like you could differentiate Deshaun from Stone Falls, and the Rift from Eastmarch. Like, they are all very different cultures, I'm sure. But, you know, it is what it is. The event is arguably one of the better ones in the game anyway. Because you do see a lot of people during this event, compared to most others. And that's mostly due to the fact that it's during the holidays, a lot of people are off work, so you're going to see a lot of people on. And I'm kind of hoping, you know, like, maybe we'll see, or maybe I'll see people that haven't seen in, you know, a year or so, you know, like, it's just one of those things. This event definitely gets people on, because it is just so easy. It's easy, and the rewards, the payout's pretty good. Like, you, man, I forgot to mention how to get the style piece. It is pretty simple. You just open a box and hope that it's in there. In my case, it was. But of course, in my case, it's one that I already have. Of course. I suppose I will collect it regardless. I could probably sell it to someone.
Another on the War Orphan Sojourn. Though Stendar provides for all lost children, we will not turn away donations for our charges.
Other than donations, what could I do to help?
Ah, yes. Some of those who walk the War Orphan Sojourn are far less capable than yourself. The creatures alerted to their passage see them as a fine meal. Aggressively dissuading these creatures would help clear the path, if you're so inclined.
Well, how do I donate to the War Orphan Fund?
I can assist you with that. Anything you can donate will help. We must keep our charges fed.
Alright, I'm here to donate.
What grace! Stendar smiles upon those who help lost children. Today, he smiles upon you.
And even the War Orphan Fund here is an interesting prospect, because it is explicitly acknowledging the fact that, yeah, a lot of people are losing their families over this. And I will also show, yeah, most of the animals you kill basically just boil down to fighting Horvers and the such. So nothing super duper serious, but it is just interesting that that's another aspect of storytelling, I'll say, where it shows that even something as simple as a charity doesn't have the means to defend itself or to help those that truly need it. Because they're not warriors, they're just priests or, you know, officials that want to help those in need, but they're not, they're not warriors. They can't defend the path. They don't have the money to pay for security. They just kind of have to hope on the good graces of other people. There's plenty of stories to be told, and you know, personality in all of these quests. Oddly enough, it's refreshing. I don't know if you've seen any of the other content on the channel currently, but it has been nothing but Starfield, and boy, is that game devoid of all of this. It's just a shame to see. I don't know. Maybe when all the heat dies down from that game, and retrospectively on a second playthrough, I can piece together certain aspects of things and recognize how interconnected it may be, but, like, I don't know, man. A lot of people have done second playthroughs and third playthroughs and 10th playthroughs, and they don't really have a lot of good things to say. But I digress.
You return after quite the journey. Well?
I completed the Sojourn. I did all I could to help the children.
Then you truly understand the War Orphan Sojourn. The children have lost everything. Providing what you can, and then even more, gives them new life in a new year. It is not easy, but it eases their burden, which is all they know.
Jeez.
You're curious about new life traditions, aren't you?
What's another way people celebrate?
The Nords of Lower Yorgrim celebrate by traveling to remote places, stripping down to small clothes, and leaping into the freezing water. You should take the Snow Bear Plunge. It is quite invigorating.
How would I do that?
I'll mark your map with the route. Travel to each place, shed your clothes, and take a flying leap. Warm yourself at the bonfires before leaving, and share a drink with anyone else who takes the plunge.
Alright. Easy enough. It's basically the polar bear plunge. Nothing too difficult, really. You just jump in. And interestingly enough, it's one of the few instances of your, we'll just fast travel there, it'll be quick. It's one of the few instances, goodness, of your animation changing mid-jump. And I think it was one of the first instances of them actually changing an animation for a jump, period. Which is kind of cool. I would like to see more of that type of stuff in the game, but, you know, this game is very limited. We're talking 2014 technology here. Yeah, like you do a little cannonball when you land, which is kind of neat. And of course you run over here and you're freezing, find the bonfire and warm up.
Some
And just kind of
forget. I drink to remember.
You just kind of walk over. Yeah. And then, of course, you've got all of the occasional references, because we're over in Eastmarch, and the Conan Liker is a pretty common, not common, but it's the only thing happening in Eastmarch. It's a perpetual celebration, unfortunately. And Lower Yordrim happens to be this little town over here that's being completely assaulted by giants, which I find funny. Because that is also another thing that never changes, because on this character, this was a pact character. And despite saving the town, the giants are still free to roam. It just never changes, unfortunately. Which is another odd one, because I know for a fact that you can... Oh. Yeah, even if you miss the water, it still counts. It still counts.
Now, who's got a drink for me? You?
But yeah, all of these guys say little references that you might catch, like some drink to remember, I drink to forget. That's a pretty common one. Where's the next? Ah, it's over here. Pretty straightforward. A lot of the New Life stuff is pretty straightforward. It's easy, it's cozy. You don't have to do any crazy challenges or anything. It's just really showing you like a bit of the culture of the world. And I love that type of stuff. I can't get enough of that. Just genuine world building. Oh, it's so cool, especially when multiple people fall in. It's very nice. And there is a bit of a speed penalty because you just jumped into the water. I kind of wish that it did make you completely strip and jump, but at the same time I can understand why they don't do that, because it would be quite annoying to have to unequip all of your armor and then put it all back on when the quest is like, I wouldn't want to do that either. But it is just, you know, some people do. Some people put on that outfit, that way they can do the jump more accurately, I would say. It does kind of suck, because the New Life Festival spot is located like right next to this camp of bandits, and it's kind of annoying to get back and forth. You'll see a lot of people just fighting the bandits and clearing them out every now and then, just because they're genuinely in the way.
You're looking hearty and hale, and a bit frosty at the edges.
I completed the Snow Bear Plunge.
I see that. You have a glow about you. Lower Yordrim celebrates this way to show they don't fear what the cold brings. At the end of a winter's journey is a warm fire, food, and wonderful company. Also, it lets them compare tattoos.
Yeah, this is exactly what I was referring to. It's quite annoying. The bandits just get in the way.
The new life is about what the old year was and what the new year can be.
What's another way people celebrate?
The Bretons of Allcare Castle have a curious tradition called the Castle Charm Challenge. Long ago, after a terrible war, the steward declared a contest. Any performer who most delighted the castle survivors would win great renown.
Okay, what sort of performances?
Here, everything in this performance kit will let you experience for yourself. Go to Alcair Castle in Stormhaven and perform for the crowds. They're quite friendly, so don't fear your time in front of them.
Alright, I can do that. Easy enough. I feel like I almost never get this quest. Usually because it's Christmas time and because there's so many other Christmas events to be playing and doing, I don't typically spend a huge amount of time playing this event, especially when like you get a lot of the items super easily. And we'll go into another showcase of that towards the end, once we finished all the quests here, which we should be coming up on pretty soon. There's not really a whole lot left. I believe there's 9 quests total? 9 or 8. Because you've got one for each race, with the exception of Imperials. I don't think they get one. The Imperials get the Old Life Remembrance, effectively. That's their quest. Because so far we've done, what? The High Elves, the Argonians, the High Elves. We're doing the Bretons now. We still have Red Guards, Orcs, Wood Elves, and... oh man, what am I forgetting? Dark Elves, yeah. Oh, and we did the Nords as well, yeah, so... got a couple left to do, but we're about halfway there. Yeah, that's horrifying. It's all pretty straightforward. They're fun little quests. But like I said, we will be showcasing all of them. And I'd also like to note, we'll probably head back over there so I can show it off again. Yeah, I'm just doing a little juggle. But certain parts of the world are actually decorated. I'm not sure if it affects every location, but I noticed it when I was in Daggerfall earlier. Huh, maybe it's just the starting towns to really give you that feeling of it's Christmas time. But above the door to the Rosy Lion, there is a Christmas wreath and like little Christmas decorations kind of littered around the town. And I noticed that during Halloween too, and I know I didn't do any Halloween video because I didn't really quite think about it, but I figured, new life, new year, good place to start. But I do find it quite interesting how they went all out for Halloween this year. They had a whole like a big old thing of decorations, and the town was like misty and stuff. It was really cool. And it was all of the starting towns had that going on. And I'm wondering if, like, maybe, I don't know, maybe it snows in Daggerfall or something weird like that. I mean, they probably wouldn't change the weather in that area just for this, but I'd be curious to take a look in the starting towns just to see things. We'll probably head over there at the end and go to the Impresario and see exactly what's being offered here, outside of the new styles, which you just get out of the boxes. Because I do believe you can still get the old styles, in fact. Let me check. Yeah, because we've got the Deep Winter Charity Writs, which, completing one, provides a Skull Explorer style page, and they're very easy to make. It's just basically making, disposable stuff. And the Skin Changer stuff, you also still just get inside the box. Skin Changer effectively being what I am wearing currently. Like 95% of this outfit, save the shoulders, is Skin Changer. It's just a good looking set. I don't know what else to say. I am a big fan of the Skin Changer armor style. It's just got a really good look to it. And I think that, oh, and we also have the Imperial Charity Writs. And it just says, each Imperial Charity Writ completed will provide a reward for use or trade. I have no idea what that is referring to. I vaguely remember it would reward you with, like, the Deep Frost skin after completing, like, 10 of them or something. But it's been a while, so I don't remember if that's accurate or not anymore. Especially because that description doesn't really say it does that either.
I hope you enjoyed your time at Alcaire Castle. A shame I did not see for myself.
Oh, I had a blast.
Then you know its importance to Alcaire Castle. Imagine a castle recovering from a terribly bloody war. Parents lost, siblings scarred, children buried.
Okay.
After such tragedy, they celebrate the new life as a chance to laugh and wonder once more.
Yeah. Alcaire Castle especially gets hit in the story.
The drink? It warms my belly.
What's another way people celebrate?
The orcs of Betnik celebrate through the Stone Tooth Bash. A constant party, not the repeated punching of faces. Though sometimes there is punching. Matron Borbuga is an old friend. Seek her out on Betnik. She will show you.
Alright, I'll head there. What a name, Borbuga. Yeah, Betnik is by far one of my favorite locations in the game. For no real apparent reason. I think it's just nostalgia. I'm nostalgic for the very beginning of the game, and I will quite enjoy going through it again. When the time comes. Not sure when. Like I said, I did say I wanted to go through the base game again. I'm not sure when that's going to happen. Man, just something about this random bridge that goes from here to here. It feels like a small, crummy little, fort settlement. Almost like a Game of Thrones location, if you will. And something about this place when it rains, too. Like, it just feels just nice and cool. Also, oddly enough, it's even got, like, swamp trees in it. I've never even noticed that until now. But yeah, this is all that's on Betnik. It is just an island with orcs and the one orcish fortress. And I think it's just because it's like it's one of the few places in the game that really utilizes the verticality of the land. And there's just so many bridges and cool stuff like that. And that's hardly in any other location in the game. And it's such a small area that you really get to explore a lot of it. Like, this is the whole island. It is small. There's like nothing here. I don't know. It's just cozy. It's a nice little place. And I think there is a house here. I mean, you get Seavale Spire. It doesn't really count as a house on this location. But, you know, I wish there was a home here, because I would absolutely buy it.
Who are you? Why are you wasting my time?
Breda sent me to celebrate the Stone-Tooth Bash.
That old mammoth's still kicking? You should have seen
Jeez.
us in our younger days. Well, friends of Breda are friends of the clan. So do your part and help fill the larder.
What do you need?
I need something bloody and something sweet. Bring me fresh meat and honeycomb. You won't need to travel far. Everything you need is on the island.
Alright, I'll bring you fresh meat and honeycomb. And yeah, you don't have to travel far at all. It's actually interesting, they made like specific spots where you can find honeycomb without having to kill wasps or anything. I also do find it funny that we have to kill wasps. It's just because that's not how that works. Man, I don't remember the exact locations where you can find the physical honeycomb, though. That's the only tough part about it, because I would like to show that off. Oh no, it's right here. Yeah, there's just a giant nest, and a big thing of honeycomb here, or a wasp nest, I suppose, which has Betnik honeycomb in it. And I think they added this in specifically for New Life, because it definitely was not there all the time. And then for the rest, we just need Stone-Tooth Mystery Meat, which is a great way to say it's dog. You're eating dogs. Because they can't just say, oh, get the dog meat. Like, no, they can't. They can't do that. And you only really need to kill one. I remember it used to be much more, and I think they lowered the requirements, oddly enough. It's mostly because when you've got a lot of people running around killing animals, and there's really only like a couple of places you can go, because yes, it says, you know, it's on the island, but it's all in this section here. Like, there's not really a whole lot you can do when everyone's killing the animals and no one's getting credit for the meat drop. You know, you gotta deal X amount of damage in order to actually get a drop from an enemy. And if everyone's killing the enemies, you know, I understand why they increased that. Alright.
Good, you're back. I'm almost out of meat. What did you bring?
I got some mysterious meat and honeycomb.
Hearthwife Shold said you wouldn't return, but you have a hunter's heart. Breda wouldn't send you otherwise. Well, don't just stand there. Eat and drink your fill. Maybe give Shold a good belt to the face for not getting your measure.
Yeah. Where's Shold anyway?
Hungry.
I don't even see Shold. Yeah, so the next step is just eat pie, eat cheese, you know, partake in the feast. And then, of course, show your appreciation to another player. And I can use the soiled napkin, yeah, just on someone else, which is pretty funny. I wish that was something you could do more often, to have, like, emotes that played with other people. That'd be kind of cool. I mean, a lot of other games have figured out how to do that. Like, Destiny has that, PUBG has that, but, you know, if it's not possible on this engine, I can understand. But, man, it really makes the age really start to feel on this game, because, you know, as with the New Life, you know, it's a new year. There have been 10 or 9 New Life festivals now. I mean, we're coming up on the 10th anniversary of this game, which is crazy to think about. This game's been around for 10 years. That's wild. And I'm not really sure it has a whole lot of lifespan left, but we'll get into that in a second.
Welcome back. Did you enjoy your journey to the island of Betnik?
I sure did.
Good food, good drink, and good times are the heart of Betnik's celebration of the new life. I'm glad Matron Borbaga could show you herself. I do miss the adventures we had in our younger days. I'd tell stories, but I don't want to burn your ears off.
You see, and that's cool too. Like, there's even world building in this event. Right? Breda is actively friends with one of the people she sends you to. That's crazy.
Everyone celebrates the new life their own way. I do so love the variety.
Like, they didn't have to do that, but they did it anyway. Because they knew it would build character. It would build some sort of remembrance with the characters if you're paying attention. It's just cool. What's another way people celebrate?
Once, very briefly, the city of Ebonheart decreed dancing to be illegal. The Dark Elves promptly invented the lava foot stomp, which they called a necessity should their boots ever catch a flame. They practiced it in taverns, while wearing a small pin.
What sort of pin?
A dazzling pin such as this showed they were in friendly company. Now, it's a symbol of participation. Best to experience the lava foot stomp for yourself. I'll mark the taverns on your map. Now, go forth and dance.
Alright, easy enough. I can dance. There's a fine example of a, I don't know if you would call them a couple, but these two people here with the same name. I don't know where the other one went, but he's lagging behind, I guess. But you see a lot of that in this game. You see a lot of couples playing this game. It's quite strange. Not really sure why. I guess it's on the Game Pass. It's pretty easy to get into. I mean, I say the game's pretty easy to get into, but I've had the discussion on the multiplayer channel, I think once or twice. Certainly, definitely on the old channel I had this discussion, where I really hate what they're doing with this game, and how they keep shoving new players into new content when they should be starting them at the old content, because they're really... It doesn't really matter where you start, but I would definitely say starting at the newest content makes it the most confusing experience ever, because there's very clearly an intended path to play the story in this game, and it is from the start to the end. Otherwise, you're going to be very confused with what's going on plot-wise, and with all these returning characters that they keep shoving in, but also sometimes it could be the first time you see this returning character, so we got to account for that, and blah, blah, blah. Just make it so that... Oh yeah, here we go, look, look, look! The ornaments! Yeah, they got the wreaths. The wreaths. I'm saying that right? And that's something. Can you believe it, guys? Christmas! Just a week away! Wow, I am so excited by this information. I forgot, there's one more inn here that we gotta go to. I completely forgot about that. Yeah, there's 2 inns in this town for some reason. That shows you how often I do this one. But yeah, they decorate the place a little bit. They decorate the way shrines, and they decorate the inns and stuff. Maybe we'll see it on this one. I didn't really think to stop and look on that last one. It doesn't really look like they did anything for this one. Oh, doing the dance with the swords out. Look at that. That's pretty cool, actually. Weird. I don't know why it did that. And then I think we go to Ebonheart, and then it ends? I think. God, it's been a year since I've done this, but yeah, it's been a hot minute. I don't quite remember exactly how to do these quests. Which I guess is nice. Whoa, what is that? Oh, it's an actual set item. I thought it was a... I don't know why, I thought it was like a set piece, or a set item. Or not a set item, but a motif page, a style page. Because there have been instances where I've seen a style page that is just not listed in the appearance section, and I don't recall missing any events, so I don't know where it came from. And I can't remember what it was called either, but it was like Paladin something or other. I couldn't tell you what it was, because it was so long ago.
I don't seem to be making much progress.
Man, there's nothing cringier than seeing guilds advertise themselves in this game. Am I missing something else? Ah, Dance at Hlalu House. Yeah, because then it just makes you go into the basement of the mayor's house, pretty much, and it's like, why? That's very strange. Like, they kind of ran out of places to actually go without just telling you to go to Deshawn or out of the actual location. But it's always cringy to see guilds kind of advertise themselves, because they kind of either look embarrassing, or they They make it very clear up front what kind of guild it's gonna be. Like, that guild that was just posting there a second ago, like, they're just gonna make fun of you, they're gonna haze you, they're gonna do everything they can to either make you leave the guild or stick around, if that's your kind of crowd. And then, there are some guilds where it's very clear, it's like, yeah, they're all about inclusivity and the DIE type of stuff, and I'm like, yeah, I have virtually no interest in any of that. It's like, it's just funny to see that type of crap permeate into the actual game community, not just something that's being pushed by devs or something like that, you know.
The smell of soot about you. Did you just return from Ebonheart?
I did indeed.
So you brought some much-needed joy into the dour lands of Stonefalls? This is why the lava foot stomp occurs each year, at least for a time. The warm feeling comes from within, and not all the nearby volcanoes.
Yeah.
The new life is about what the old year was, and what the new year can be.
So, what's another way people can celebrate?
Khajiit of Ralka honor their trickster god Rajin with the trial of five-clawed Guile. Travel to Reaper's March and speak with Dumira. She'll help you celebrate the new life with the slightest of hand.
Alright, I can do that. Forgot about the Khajiits. I always forget about the Khajiits. They're kind of like the least interesting to me. I don't know why. Maybe if I actually did the Elsewhere stuff, my mind would change, but a lot of that stuff that I saw in, like, Northern Elsewhere, or Reaper's March, I should say, kind of, like, turned me off to it. I was just not crazy about the music, I'm not crazy about the environment. At least not in this game, I'm not crazy about the environment. Like, if that were to be... If this place were to be the next Elder Scrolls game, I would be okay with it, but, like, something about the environment currently, it's like, it just looks kind of bad. It looks a lot better in Northern and Southern Elsewhere, that's for sure. Like, this kind of savanna area just looks pretty bad. Like, it's very dated, I'll put it that way.
This one welcomes you to the trial of five-clawed Guile. Celebrate the new life and pay your respects to Rachin all at once.
How would I do that?
Rachin once said, a lock is a pebble to be tossed from one's boot. Use your lockpicks to retrieve the contents of the nearby chests. Show you have as little regard for barriers as the mighty Rachin, and be quick about it.
Okay. So yeah, basically just a lockpick minigame boss rush, effectively. I forget if they make you pick a master chest. I don't think they do. So they have intermediate, advanced, simple. Ah, so close. Almost made it through all of it with one pick. That would have been nice.
Rachin would applaud your swiftness, though he might instead pick the pocket of one distracted by your prowess. Truly, the best thieves come and go with the wind.
What should I do with the coins?
What coins? You aren't the only one who honors Rachin. As you brought them to me, another retrieved the coins from your pocket and returned them to the chests. Such is how Ralka celebrates the new life, finding true wealth in our actions.
Yeah. This is the weakest. This one is the weakest of the New Life Festival quests, by far. It's just so lame. It's also one of those things where it takes control out of you, where like, oh, your pockets were picked. It's like, no, they weren't. But okay, sure. You know what I mean? They could have easily just said, oh, I'll take the coins. But now they had to say, your pockets were picked, loser, ha ha ha. You should have paid more attention, blah blah blah. That's how we celebrate, by just committing crimes. See, that's the other thing that I kind of, like, don't like about the Khajiit. Like, they have this culture of basically committing theft, right? They're in Skyrim specifically, they are reviled because they are considered thieves and stuff like that. And then it's like, you play this game and it's like, oh yes, they absolutely are, no question about it. They pick locks, they steal things from people, and it's like, oh man. Because Skyrim kind of tells you that that's actually just straight bigotry, that the Nords are just misrepresenting the Khajiit, but at the same time, it's usually just bad actors that commit the crimes, and not all Khajiit are like that. And it's like, yeah, I wish they stuck with that instead of just making it part of their culture in this game. And that's one of the reasons why a lot of people consider this game non-canon, because it does a lot of things that a lot of people don't really agree with. But most of the time, I'm able to just roll with the punches on this one. I do accept that the lore in this game is pretty rough sometimes, and changes a lot of things that it really shouldn't. But at the same time, you know, a lot of that stuff you can just discount and ignore, which is what I usually tend to do. And that's how a lot of people play the game. Your headcanon is your own, your stories are your own. You can make of it what you will. And that is exactly what I do.
Ah, you returned from a land of grass and sweet rolls to one of snow and mead. How was your visit to Ralka?
I completed the trial of Five-Clawed Guile.
What did Tumira ask you to do? Retrieve the coins from the chest, or from the victor's purse? No, don't tell me. I'll ask her when she visits.
And you see, that implies that that was an option from the start. If the quest did actually fluctuate, that would be more interesting. Like, if the game actually made you pickpocket people, like it gave you a choice, pickpocket or take the coins, that would be more interesting. But they don't. Oh, my inventory's full. Oopsies. We'll just... well... is there anything in my inventory that I can get rid of that I don't need? All of this crap, yeah.
Here
we go.
You were curious about new life traditions, aren't you?
And what's another way people celebrate?
Redguards of Bergama have the signal fire sprint. It honors an ancestor who saved their city from certain doom. A true gift of new life. Go there, to the Alakir Desert, and speak with Obatha. She can explain.
Alright, I'll head there now. And I guess I can open up a couple of boxes while we're here, since I have quite a few. Ooh! Gotta be careful not to accidentally open that. I think I picked up a couple of things. I'm gonna break some of these because I hardly use those. I don't really do RIP vouchers or anything like that. I don't have the time. I don't have the time to do stuff like that. It is very taxing, and treasure maps I can get rid of too, because I don't really need most of the treasure that's in them. You know, that's just kind of how I play the game. I'm sure a lot of people are going to cringe at that. I don't care. It's just, that is how I play it. Recipe already known, get rid of it. I think we've only got 2 left. I think we've got Redguards and Wood Elves. And that should be everyone. And then we can go to the Impresario and take a look at what new things are on offer now. Because the rewards do fluctuate every year. As we saw, we've got the new outfit styles, but also we have a couple other things that we can earn. But I do have 10 tickets right now, so I can buy 2 pages, so we'll probably end up doing that and then make an outfit with what we've got. Just as a final little celebratory Christmas time thing. I didn't think to check weapons, but I don't think there's any weapons this year. In fact, if there were weapons, they would be in the store, would they not? So let's take a look. And it doesn't look like it, which is kind of odd, because last year they did. They had the evergreen outfit style,
You are unfamiliar,
which actually had some
but
pretty
not
nice stuff in it.
unwelcome. What brings you to Bergama?
I'm here for the Signal Fire Sprint.
You honor us with your journey. Light Bergama's signal fires before I end my count, as Zora the Tenacious did long ago.
Who's Zora the Tenacious?
Long ago, a great sickness swept through Bergama. Those who survived were gravely ill. This included Bergama's sworn blades, her protectors.
Go on.
Emish Poisontongue, a warlord of the Sands, learned of Bergama's weakness. One night, his band of cutthroats approached the city, hoping to take our wealth and slaughter our people. One sworn blade stood watch.
Zora the Tenacious.
Indeed. Though afflicted, she alone stood her post. But she knew there was no hope against so many. Yet, she knew how to save Bergama. If she lit the signal fires quickly, Emish would think the illness had passed, that our defenders were ready.
I'm listening.
Zora sprinted to each unlit signal fire. Alone she ran despite her illness, and lit every one. She rallied every sworn blade in Bergama. As we took the field, Amish's band panicked and fled. Even ill, our defenders cut down every desert dog.
And what happened to Zora?
Sadly, the illness took her that night, but not before Emish was driven off. But Zora died knowing Bergama was safe. So now, every year, we honor her sacrifice. Few could ask for a better legacy.
Actually, do you have any tips for lighting the fires in time?
Zora wasn't called the Tenacious for endurance alone. Her keen mind allowed her to defend Bergama from its enemies. As our hero did, learn where we keep each signal fire and plot your route.
What if I'm not fast enough?
Our celebration is open to all, the young, elderly, and injured alike. Consequently, the signal fires may be lit as a team. Zora's love for her community was deep and abiding. Working together to light the fires does honor to her memory.
Huh. I didn't actually know you could do that. Typically, I just do it alone, but that is kind of funny that you can do it as a group and just light each one.
Begin! The warlord approaches!
So yeah, it's pretty straightforward. I mean, all of these, like, I keep saying that, I'm like a broken record here, but yeah, they're all very straightforward. But this one's one of the easier ones. It's a little time-consuming. A lot of the time spent on this quest is spent talking to that woman, and most of that gets cut once you do it the first time. As you can see, we have a very generous amount of time to work with. Like, you'd have to be really slow in order to fail this.
The warlord prepares to strike. And with the signal fires lit and our defenders alerted, Zora finally collapsed. Such courage drove our ancestors to victory against the warlord and his band. To understand her sacrifice is to understand Bergama.
I see. What now?
Now, I bid you a fond farewell. You honored our city by respecting Zora's memory. Tall Papa look kindly upon you. May you always find water and shade.
Yeah, and then I can just ask about Zora again. You see what I mean? That's world building. That's world building that isn't exactly present in the main game, because there's actually very little to do in Bergama. Oddly enough. Although in hindsight, I am really excited to go through this area again in the inevitable playthrough. Because there's so little going on here but at the same time, I feel like it's a lot of stuff that I just kind of glanced over and missed. Because I was never really excited to go to the desert, because I just kind of didn't like it, because it's just barren, empty, nothing. But thematically, it is quite appropriate to Cedric as a character, which, of course, you won't understand until we actually get to the playthrough, but that's stuff that I only really kind of realized on, like, a second playthrough, if that makes any sense, where I kind of, go through and skim through the quests, and it's like, oh yeah, I kind of forgot about all of this. Because, Alakir is also a very dated region. It does not look good. All of the base game stuff is very dated looking, but the only ones that kind of pass is the Stonefalls and Deshawn areas. I guess, Shornhelm, whatever that place is called, Rivenspire, also kind of still looks a little dated, but nowhere near as bad as some of these other regions.
Back from Bergama? I could never get used to the heat and sand.
I completed the sprint.
Ah, Zora's tale is a lovely one. Bergama's celebration honors the sacrifices we must sometimes make, so that others may enjoy a new dawn. A toast to your swift legs.
Of course.
It warms my heart to share the New Life Festival. The drink? It warms my belly.
What's another way people celebrate?
Wood Elf immigrants to Auradon introduced the locals of Skywatch to mud ball merriment. It is as you'd expect, mud balls thrown at everyone. But each year, there is a specific target the Wood Elves agree most needs to be humbled.
Who's this year's target?
There are 3. Ambassadors of each alliance meet in Auradon to speak with righteous purpose. No doubt to argue the shape of the negotiating table, or which wine to serve next. They should take themselves less seriously, don't you think?
Alright. I'll introduce them to the Mud Ball. Mud Ball Merriment, by far, 10 out of 10. The best New Life quest. And I'm assuming this is the one we're going to end it on. But I wish it spread from town to town. It's just the best one. You just show up in town, and you just start beaming people. It's so great. You just start hitting them. And you can hit NPCs, you can hit players, you can hit basically anyone. Although I do believe, no, yeah, you can just hit them. I was gonna say, I thought, this guy's floating, and everyone gets hit too, like no one is safe. Oh, you can try to dodge it too, but it'll still hit you. It is a fun little time. I do like trying to nab the people that are like sprinting by, like this guy right here. Let's see if I can't get him. They made it so much more difficult to hit him. But yeah, just seeing the mud ball kind of like follow them, that's the fun part. But we'll definitely be able to hit 2 people on the way there, that's for sure. Are any behind us? Nope. Ah, they just got out of range. Damn. Sometimes you can really make it chase. Just be careful not to throw them at the guards. The guards absolutely will try to arrest you if you throw a mud ball at them. There we go, 9 and 10. So then we have a choice of who to pelt, and it really doesn't matter, but there are analytics at the end of the year that they do tend to share. We're gonna pelt the Dominion one this time. And I don't think you can really talk to any of them. Yeah, the Covenant guy usually tends to be the safest because he's the furthest away. But yeah, that one's just fun. And it's also just a good excuse to come back to Auradon. What a great location. Auradon might look a little dated, but I do think it's one of the better looking areas in the game. Like, for a place that they definitely nailed the first time around, Oradon is one of them. Whoopsies. There we go. That's the right place. Come on. Got it. And this should be the final quest, and as far as I know, there haven't been any other new additions. But we will check the starting zones just in case.
Is that a bit of mud on your hands? How was your visit to Skywatch?
Oh, it was fun.
Wonderful. Mud on the face reminds us that life is not always so self-important. With new life comes a bit of fun for those who aren't too proud to take part.
Hell yeah. Yep, and that's it. That is all of them. So I believe there's 9 quests total, including the Old Life Remembrance. But like I said, let us take a look in Daggerfall real quick to make sure I'm not missing anything. Yep, and there's a wreath up on here too. It does look pretty cool. This guy looks pretty cool. Look at this dude. Got his whole Templar Knight thing going on for him. Yeah, and I think most of the areas, or at least, because I definitely know over in the Rosy Lion here, they just have a little Christmas wreath hanging. And that's something. But it doesn't really look like any other places have that sort of detail on them, or at least I haven't seen anything quite like that place doesn't. The Mages and Fighters Guild don't really have any decorations going on. Typically on this statue, I know they dolled this statue up for Halloween, but it doesn't really look like they did anything this time, which is kind of odd. Let's head over to the typical market square over here where all the people like to hang out. Maybe there's something there. But yeah, it's weird how it's just like one building. Yeah, everyone's over here dueling. Yeah, no, it just seems to be the way shrines, and then a couple of specific locations might have a wreath hanging over the door. That is quite strange. You'd think it'd be more, because they really dolled up Daggerfall, Davin's Watch, and Vocal Guard? Yeah, that's the one. They dolled all of those up for Halloween, so I figured New Life would have a little bit more festive stuff going on than just that, but, you know. Oh well, it is what it is. Okay, that was visually assaulting. So let's see what she's selling. So we got the breeches, jerkin, sash, shoes. So I basically have everything. Wow! That's crazy. It's the New Life Festival grab bag. This container will award New Life Festival contents from years past which are no longer available, and I have all of them already. That's actually pretty funny. And of course, she's selling the usual Companions, Fighter Guild, Mages Guild, and Undaunted Commendations. And she is also selling all of these items, which is specifically for... So this is for the mount, the garment, costume. This is for the Passion's Muse personality. And that's for the Passion Dancer Blossom. I do need to keep this in mind, because this might be the last time all of these are available. I do want to get the Passion's Muse personality. And I'll probably be able to get enough tickets during this event, because you get 3 a day, which is fantastic, and it's going on for 17 days, so I should have plenty of time to get what I need. And honestly, I should be able to get all of the pieces I need for this outfit, but I am going to buy the jerkin, and I can't buy the breeches because I don't have enough room right now. Watch, the second I open these boxes, it's going to have the stuff in them. Nope. Okay, I was a little worried that I was about to just have egg on my face there. And we will buy the breeches. Kaboom. So yeah, I guess that really is all there is to show for it this time around. I'm assuming the reason those writs weren't telling me that you get that Deep Winter Frost outfit or whatever is because I already have it. So I think it's like a skin. Yeah, the Crystal Frost. Acquired by completing the newly charitable achievement. Yeah, so I think I already have it. That's why it wasn't really telling me that that's what you get. But you do the New Life, I think the Imperial Charity Writs, and that will get you the Crystal Frost skin. Which I guess I'll just show you what it looks like real quick. It turns you into a crystallized abomination. That's pretty much all there really is to it. So yeah, I guess that is everything. So there's not really much else to show, you know? That's the New Life Festival in its entirety. But I will make a little Christmas outfit real quick just to kind of show you that you can make something nice looking out of it. And it's going to be pieced together with probably all of the available pieces, because we've got the Skull Explorer. Man, I don't remember them all off the top of my head, but I will go take a look at them real quick. So we've got Skull Explorer, right, which was a New Life one. Yeah, this was actually a pretty useful set piece. I use this one quite a bit. So we got the Skull Explorer. We now have the Morning Star Jerkin. We have Skin Changer, which is way up top, which is what I was currently already wearing. And we've got the Evergreen stuff. So I could definitely make an outfit, probably out of all of these pieces, frankly. So yeah, I guess I will... Well, one, I'm gonna hop onto my my PvP / social main now that I use, which was just my main character, but he's supposed to be a necromancer now, and there's no class change token, so I just kind of have to deal with it. But I'm gonna hop over onto that one, and I guess we will see what outfit I end up with, and then I will bid you all adieu. Perfect. And put the hat on. Oh, yeah. Look at this beautiful man. That is one hell of a Christmas outfit. Look at that sword. Oh, yeah. I'm pretty satisfied with the way that turned out. Oh, it looks a little... I'm not too crazy about the green skirt, but I think that will suffice for this. I think that will do it. I think that'll do it. Yeah. So that pretty much covers it for the New Year's Festival, the Old Life Remembrance, all of that. 2023, pretty straightforward. The events have been getting pretty stagnant lately, not gonna lie. Like, they haven't really been adding to things like Halloween and Christmas and April Fools in a couple of years now. I think they basically said, like, yeah, we've innovated all we could on the events, which isn't really true, but I could understand not wanting to make you do too much during a limited time. But it would be nice to get, like, a refreshing change of pace again. Because I remember when they introduced the Old Life Remembrance, it was actually kind of cool. But now it's like, man, there's really not a whole lot else to it. So it would be kind of nice to see them, you know, kind of, not dial it back, but add more in. But overall, you know, you can't really go wrong with the New Life Festival. It's a very straightforward, easy festival to do for Elder Scrolls. By far one of the better events. I certainly think so. Usually the rewards are pretty good. Like, you get a nice little Christmas outfit. I mean, This current outfit, I could definitely see myself using this. Not in the current color scheme, but I could definitely see myself using an outfit like this again at some other point. Like the pouches and everything, and just the way the outfit actually has a really good flow to it. Like specifically when you have the greaves and the jerkin together or whatever. The chest and the legs, you get both of those together. You can throw any other shoulders, hat, boots, and gloves you want. But like these two as a package just looks really good. All in all, I think pretty decent year in terms of rewards. Nothing else has really changed. It's just kind of, it is what it is. Usual New Life Festival. Be nice if they did something different, but unfortunately they didn't. But I'm not really going to complain a whole lot because what they already have is pretty good. So, I hope you all enjoyed. I hope you all have a Merry Christmas, a Happy Holidays, whatever floats your boat. I don't care, as long as it makes you happy. And I'll see you all in the next holiday event. Probably the next Starfield episode, or Skyrim, or in ESO, or wherever I happen to see you next. I hope you all enjoyed, and I hope you all have a Happy New Year, and I will see you all next time. Goodbye.